Welcome back, everyone. It is Tuesday, December 9th in the NBA. My four favorite plays are on the way, as well as a same-game parlay. We have a plus 1,000 prop. Let's dive into it. We have two NBA Cup games tonight. Some big games for these teams as they try to advance in the knockout round of the NBA Cup games. It should be pretty good tonight. But let's, as always, recap how we did on Monday. Pretty good day for us. I mean, we'll take a 1-1 split, but we cashed our big play. Nas Reed's under in points. Had to survive a ton of stuff for that. Ant-Man pops up on the injury report. Luckily, he plays. Then Rudy Gobert shoves a guy in the back and gets ejected. So we had to sweat out Nas Reed playing over 30 minutes, which he never does. But Royce O'Neal, unfortunately, did not get the sweep for us. He scored 11 points, only shot 6 times. Now I went back and forth because Royce O'Neal shot really efficiently. Nas Reed didn't. So happily take the almost half unit to the bankroll. Let's keep the line moving today. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you want to, do me a favor, hit that like button, drop a subscription if you are new. As always, we'll have a better entry at the end of the video. As you guys should know, Betr, one of my favorite daily fantasy apps out there. It'll include a couple of leans for today's game. Again, if you want to take advantage, code SHOT. Remember, code SHOT, not COS, SHOT. It saves you time if you just click the link down below. Free $10. You don't have to make a deposit. Free $10, and they'll also give you a free pick. I don't know who today's free pick is, but let's dive into things. Let's start with actually the second game where my Knicks are on the road taking on the Raptors. Should be a pretty good game here. My first play is going to be an under. Let's talk all about Jakob Poeltl, under 10.5 points, minus 130 on FanDuel, a one-unit play. I will talk about props madness in a second. This line has dropped down to 9.5 since I sent it out to the Dub Club. I would still play it there, but I just want to put out a reminder. Jakob Poeltl doesn't shoot three-pointers. So again, he oftentimes does end on even numbers. So 10 could be a pivotal number. If you are on FanDuel, you do have the ability to play things on the Your Way tab, unless you're in Canada for whatever reason, they don't have that tab. So I'd honestly play this up to about minus 145 to secure that 10. I don't even think he scores 10. As you'll see the season, he's kind of all or nothing. But let's talk about Jakob Poeltl while we're fading him in the second game. Now, obviously, we'll be back on Props Madness. You guys should know by now, Props Madness is my favorite research tool. The reason we're so good at unders, heck, is half the reason is because of Props Madness. Now, as you'll see, he's been, not as you see the 9.5s there, but again, only one game this season. We're in it with 10 points. So again, not too a big deal. What is a big deal is RJ Barrett. You wouldn't think so, but without RJ Barrett, the guy's actually been struggling a little bit. Now, like I said, I have 10.5, whatever. He's still under in 4 of those 6 games. But more importantly, this is not a great matchup for him. Head-to-head wise versus the Knicks, he has struggled. You look at his last couple games, 8 and 5 points. So he's struggling there. And just look at how he scores his points. All of his primary methods, pretty tough matchups. You see other centers against the Knicks, like Wendell Carter Jr. Of his 8 shots, 5 of them came from the outside. This Kalkbrenner, he's been really good. Hey, sure, he gets a free throw line lucky 4 times. I mean, they have done a really good job. Miles Turner, 10 shots, 7 of them from the outside. So, again, a guy like Jakob Poeltl, you see where he does his damage, everything in the paint. 90% of his shots are within 6 feet of the hoop. And you see the next 6th fewest points there. If you look at them, 3rd fewest points allowed to his position. What are they? 4th fewest paint points allowed. Again, this is a great website. If you've never signed up, Props Madness, the link is down below. If you use my code COS, they'll give you 25% off your purchase, your first purchase. So test it out for a month. Like I said, I think it's a really, really good research tool for the NBA. But all things considered, I think there's so many outs here for Jakob Poeltl. I just don't know how he fits into this equation. And as I said, the Knicks have been great in the paint. If you look at them, 2nd fewest field goals allowed in the paint in unrestricted area, and then the 6th lowest field goal percentage on restricted area shots. Now, Cat is questionable. Karl-Anthony Towns, I would be shocked if he did not play tonight. I think they just gave him the last game off to rest and get ready for this game. Mitchell Robinson should be ready to go here. At the end of the day, I don't think this is a great spot for Poeltl. I don't know who he guards. It's probably Josh Hart. We'll talk to Josh Hart in a few minutes. But I don't think this is a great spot for him because he's not going to guard Cat. If he put him on Cat, police, I'm calling the police, because that would just be, he might get 6 fouls in 30 seconds. And so I really think it's a tough spot for him. I don't even think he shoots a ton. If you look at his track record over his last, 40 to 50 games, when he shoots 8 or fewer times, he's under 70%. If you look realistically, I think he's like 4 or 5 field goal attempts here. So I will fade Jakob Poeltl. We're taking his under. Give me that. Let's get into our second play. In the first game, it is actually an under in points and assists. It is a Dub Club exclusive play. As I say, we normally do one play exclusive to the Dub Club. If you're interested in joining, you can. It's 50% off for your first month. Test it out. Less than $10. We're running a Christmas offer in a little bit, and then we'll obviously run a full 2026 offer. So if you ever want to join, it's there. Under in points and assists. Knock on wood, we have yet to lose an under in points and assists this season. A big 2-0, trying to go to 3-0. I love that play. It's in the Magic and Heat game. Let's get into some more props, and let's stick in that Magic and Heat game for a little bit of a weird play. Let's talk about this one. A 2-leg same game parlay. I took Jalen Suggs of the Magic, obviously under 9.5 rebounds and assists. And I took his teammate Anthony Black's over 8.5 rebounds plus assists, plus 182 on DraftKings, a half unit play. Now, both of these individual lines have my sign of approval. They obviously are heavily correlated because if Black's piling up the rebounds and assists, obviously Jalen Suggs can't get them. And so that would be great. I only play this for a half unit. You can take a peek at the other individual lines if you want. Maybe you're on PrizePicks or something like that. I kind of prefer Blacks over more so than Suggs. Well, honestly, I like them both, and I'll talk about why. I think both are solid plays as they are taken on the Miami Heat. Now, obviously, Franz Wagner is out for this game, out 2 to 4 weeks, I believe, with an ankle sprain. But in comes who knows? Maybe Tristan da Silva, maybe a little bit more Anthony Black playing. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great spot. Let's first talk about Anthony Black, who's really coming on strong as of late, especially in the rebounding department, but really just in general. He's been really good. As a reminder, we're back on Props Madness, code COS if you want 25% off your purchase. Now, like I said, Black was kind of slow, but then they kind of switched up the defensive game plan. He's been rebounding the ball really well lately. 12, 12, 14, and 15 rebounds and assists. Look at those chances. 13 rebound chances here, 5 assist chances, 10 here, 10 assist chances against the Heat, who they play again today. 13 rebound chances, 13 assist chances, and then again against the Knicks, 15 rebound chances and 7 potential assists. It's kind of like they're letting Suggs and those other guys be out there defending the primary ball handlers. Wendell Carter Jr. is boxing out the big, and Anthony Black is kind of soaring in to grab some rebounds and push it in transition. So again, not the best hit rate in terms of early on in the season, but has been really good as of late. So let's see if we can buy into this trend, and especially if you want to look at head-to-head against the match or against the Heat, 6 earlier this season for him, but again, only 23 minutes and didn't capitalize a ton. He's been playing really well. Now we also are fading Jalen Suggs. Now, if you look at Suggs head to head wise versus them, pretty good hit rate against the Heat under in his last 8. You look at his assist and rebound chances. This was the earlier game. He only played 17 minutes, so I don't really want to factor that one in a ton. But this most recent game, 13 rebound and assist chances, 6 rebound chances, 7 potential assists. So again, not a ton of volume there, and he played 20 minutes. So it's not like he did not play at all. I think this is a spot where we've seen obviously Anthony Black take an uptick in rebounds and assists, but we've seen Jalen Suggs take kind of a downtick, if you will. So again, this parlay is technically cashed in the last 4 Magic games. Franz Wagner not being in there does, change some things a little bit. But I think Anthony Black can show up here, grab some boards, and I think he can dish it out to his teammates. I think Jalen Suggs is a better scorer tonight. Anthony Black, not really. I mean, he's been really good this season. If you haven't been paying attention, he's been really good, but not a great matchup for his scoring tendencies. The Heat give up a ton of 3-pointers. Not really Black's game. His under in threes is like minus 170, minus 200, might be even worse than that. So again, I think he's maybe the guy that's driving, kicking it out to his teammates. Who's he kicking it out to? Probably Jalen Suggs. So maybe Suggs can help us out with some assists in terms of knockdowns of shots for Black. I like this one, plus 182. Take a peek at it. I think it's a good half unit play. Speaking of a half unit play, that will be my final play in the video before we get into our better entry, where I'll talk about a couple other props I took a peek at. Let's talk about this guy who we hope to knock down some shots tonight. It's Josh Hart, as we talked about him earlier on in the video. I took him for 0.4 units at 3+3s at plus 350 on FanDuel. Also took him for 4+ at plus 1,000. Now, I'm only risking a total of a half unit here because let's be honest, Josh Hart either knocks down 3 or 4. I ain't getting close to this. I don't think I think I'd rather take the 3+ than take a half unit on his regular line at like plus 110 on 2 3s. Like Josh Hart, the shot's either falling early and we'll know within the first quarter. We'll know if he's going to hit this, or we're just going to be like, all right, we lost a half unit and we move on with our lives. But obviously, if he makes 4 threes, we'd win back, almost 2 units? 2 units, whatever, maybe. Let's talk about Josh Hart, though. Like I said, with this Jakob Poeltl matchup, Jakob Poeltl should not guard Karl Anthony Towns tonight. It should not be it. And so what I actually would expect is Josh Hart to be Jakob Poeltl's matchup. And what I should see from that is, number one, Josh Hart probably pushes it in transition. But number two, Josh Hart's going to be left wide open. If you look at their most recent game, Hart left wide open, and he should get plenty of opportunities tonight to knock down some 3-pointers. Because again, if I'm the Raptors, do I want Jalen Brunson beating me? No. Bridges and Anunoby, Cat? Heck no. Those are 4 guys we don't want to beat us. Miles McBride is out. So again, Jordan Clarkson's not going to play a ton. Josh Hart's going to be the guy out there a ton that you're going to live with beating you from 3. I mean, sure, maybe not live with it. At some point, if he makes 4 of them, you're like, all right, fine. We'll go out there and guard you. But again, he is going to be a guy that they are going to be like, all right, if you want to get hot from 3, we're going to allow it, because we don't want guys like Brunson beating us. And I'll talk about that in a second. But as I said, Hart on the season, if he's all or nothing, as you kind of can see, if you look at this is not the entire season, but again, a good majority of it, pretty much he's getting 3 or 4, or he's not getting to 2, which is his regular line. As you can see, 2 is about plus 105, give or take. So again, I think he's going to have to chuck it up. And if you look at head-to-head wise against them, made 4 threes earlier this season on 7 3-point attempts. Now, granted, that was at home. This is on the road, so maybe he shoots a little bit poorer, but he's still shooting about 38% so far this season. Head-to-head wise versus them, and historically, not too bad numbers. Obviously, we need 3, but 4 attempts here, not bad. 5 here, only 2 in this game. 2 here, 3, 3. And then, he's getting more. But again, their defensive identity from December of 2023, much different than what it is these days. So I would expect them to live with a guy like Hart beating them. And you see them 22nd in threes allowed, 26th versus spot up. So again, a guy like him just kind of chilling in this corner left-hand pocket, he should get plenty of opportunities here to knock down some threes. And I think he can do it. Like I said, do I think like it's empty the bankroll, put 100 units on it? No, it's Josh Hart to make some dang threes. But I do think that there's going to be some volume here tonight from Josh Hart. If you look at his last, I think we get 4 shots at least. I mean, when he attempts 4 or more, he's over this in 7 of 13. In terms of hitting the 3, he's over that in about 50% of games. If you stretch that out to, his last, let's say 40 games, 2.5, when he shoots 3 or more, 30%. When he's trying to get to 4, not the best hit rate, but again, it's a plus 1,000 at those odds. I think there's a chance he shoots 5 or more. I don't know why I had it limited to 5 to 7. But again, when he shoots, around 5 or more threes in his last 40 games, was that such occurrence, hitting it about 50% of the time, and obviously getting to 4 plus a little over a quarter of the time. Obviously, it could be a bad read. Yeah. But again, it's Josh Hart. I think he's going to be wide open tonight, begging him to knock down threes. I'll take a chance on him. Plus 350 and plus 1,000. Both were on FanDuel, but every other book was right around the same odds. Like DraftKings, I think, was plus 970, 980. So again, I like Josh Hart. Go knock down some threes for us, my friend. All right, finally, we end with our Betr entry. Reminder on Betr, if you sign up using my code SHOT, S-H-O-T, they will give you a free $10. It's literally free. You don't even have to sign up and make a deposit. You just have to use my code SHOT or the link down below. But they'll also give you a match up to $200 on your bonus on your first deposit. And they'll also give you a free pick. Like I said, I don't know the free pick for today. They don't normally send those out to me until later on in the morning. So you will get a free pick. I just don't know who it is. Here are some of the plays I looked at. Jalen Brunson, less than 28.5 points. I'm not sure if I do a ladder challenge today, although we are hot on the NBA. We cashed our last one, and I did run a mock one over the weekend, and that smacked. It would probably, I don't know if I'd put a Jalen Brunson under in it, but I would be pressed to put one in there because the Raptors have been a really tough matchup for him. In fact, if you want to just look at Jalen Brunson, I'll pull up his head-to-head numbers versus them. They are pretty stark. Like, look at these numbers. Like, I'm a Brunson guy. You guys know that, but you see him. He's struggled in this matchup before. So, again, we look at, sure, they're really good at pull-up jump shots. That's where they play great defense. Again, not a great matchup. They're really good. They're bad spot-up shooting. So, again, on the road, I don't know if I want to fade Brunson in a pivotal game, but I'll throw him in this Betr entry just to kind of bring it to your guys' attention. He has struggled in this matchup. Mitchell Robinson, I think you can grab some boards here tonight. I think he had 15 versus the Raptors earlier this season. And then Tyler Hero, if I were to make a ladder tonight, I'd be hard-pressed to not include him in some capacity for like 15-plus points or something like that. He's been really good. And the Magic, we all know they funnel a ton of shots to your number one guys. I would look at Tyler Hero to be a guy that I think steps up here tonight. So I probably will run a ladder just because it's NBA Cup games. They should be fun. We'll do one in the NBA, obviously. The NFL is just cursed. I can't cash one to save my life there. But I threw $10 on this. I'm not going crazy. I just wanted to have a slip for you guys to talk about a couple other props. Like I said, Hero, I think, shoots a ton of threes tonight. The Magic don't give up a ton of spot-up looks, but against the number one guys, Hero should be firing it, especially if they are trailing. So, again, the official picks for the video, I'll recap them real quick. It is Jakob Poeltl's under in points. Like I said, still fine with it at 9.5. Either drop it down a little bit to maybe a 3/4 unit play, a 1 unit play, and under in points and assists, which I will look at the prop right now. Let's take a peek if it's changed value. Still at the same line as I'm looking at it right now. Maybe one different, but I really like that play. We have that Anthony Black and Suggs parlay, and then Josh Hart knocked down 4 of them. Dangs, baby. Come on. Either way, thank you guys as always for tuning in. Do me a favor, hit that like button so YouTube pumps out the videos to other people. We've been having a pretty good season. So again, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll be back tomorrow for some pretty good games. We have the Phoenix Suns versus OKC Thunder. Maybe not good there. And then the Spurs versus Clippers. That team's cooked versus the Lakers. So we'll talk about those games tomorrow. Let's hopefully get that sweep. We are so overdue. If Josh Hart knocks down 4 threes tonight, might have to buy his jersey. Either way, I'm out of here. Have a great day. And let's go have ourselves a day. Why not us? See you guys in the next one. Peace.